Apollo Crews versus Bron Breakker for the NXT Championship. And this match was alright. I'm gonna let you know right now. The build-up for this match was good. The match itself was alright. Like I said, this probably gets maybe a third on my list. Maybe even a fourth. Really. And that's, like I said, that's rare for like a main event match to be fourth on your list. Fourth on your list. Because usually it's the main event matches that most of the time saves the whole entire pay-per-view. The men's Iron Man match was the one that saved the entire pay-per-view besides New Day winning the tag team championships. Those are the two matches that saved Deadline. If every match was trash, including that match, and people on social media and WWE would not hear the end of it. But literally, this match was maybe like third or fourth on my list. Honestly, I probably even rank the women's Iron Survivor match over the NXT Championship match. It was good for like the most part when they're like, testing their strength. I'm like, okay. And then they were testing their strength for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and I just wanted the match to start. And I'm like, okay, you tested your strength enough. You can go on now. You can stop doing what you're doing and just actually wrestle, which they did. The momentum after a while did pick up during the middle of the match. And yes, Bron Breakker did his signature moves. Apollo Crews did his signature moves. Standing moonsault. Bron Breakker also did a standing moonsault. And then, literally, Bron Breakker was literally getting, I wouldn't say he's getting his ass whooped, but he was taking a lot of punches. And Apollo Crews was looking on top for a minute. He was. And on top of that, he did one of Bron Breakker's signature moves. I'm like, oh shit. And I literally thought he was going to win it there. I'm like, nope. I'm like, damn, why? And I literally thought that Apollo Crews was going to win it, but he didn't. Sad to say, but he didn't win the match. It kind of reminds me, in a way, this match kind of reminds me a little bit of the Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, Texas this past April. It kind of like a little bit of the match would kind of remind me as that match, because at literally all Bron Breakker did to end the match quick as hell was just a one spear and 1, 2, 3, and he won the title. He retained the title. And it's not really that much similar. It's like very, very similar. Obviously, when Roman Reigns fractured his shoulder, and obviously you could tell that his shoulder was out of line. The man literally hurried up, hit one spear, and then pinned Brock Lesnar. He became undisputed champion. Same thing with Bron Breakker did, but except that he wasn't really injured. Like all he did to Apollo Crews after Apollo Crews was bodying him the whole entire match, took off the suspenders, and then hit him with one spear, and then that was it. I'm like, okay, never really expected this ending. I really probably wanted Apollo Crews to win the title. That's what I was really expecting for him to do. It was a good match. It was not a bad match, not a great match, but it was a good match. Not the ending that I was really expecting to see at all. And honestly, at this point, I feel like Bron Breakker is just getting a little bit boring for me. Like, I know he's like the face of NXT right now, besides Mandy Rose, but Mandy Rose looks more entertaining than him. It's sorry to tell you the truth, but it is true. Mandy Rose is a little bit more entertaining than Bron Breakker, and that says a lot. Like, Bron Breakker, he had, I think my favorite match by him was when it was, when it was Tyler Bate, the UK champion, versus him as the NXT champion for being undisputed, not undisputed, WWE NXT champion. But, overall, I think that was the best match I've seen from him by far. There's probably other matches I'm probably missing and, forgetting, but that was good. But honestly, this match was not really it for me at all. I thought that Apollo Crews was going to win this match, because Apollo Crews was on top for a minute, for a good ass minute. I thought that Apollo Crews was going to win this match, but he didn't. But yeah, sad to say, Apollo Crews did lose his match. I hope Apollo Crews does get another shot at the title. And if he does, probably going to be somewhere in the future. I feel like right now, Apollo Crews can just start as NXT North American champion against Wes Lee, even though Wes Lee deserves the title way more than anybody on the list right now. Even though I do want Wes Lee to, have the NXT North American title a very, very long time. But honestly, I feel like if he needs to prosper, if he needs to literally soar to become the, main person on top of NXT, he needs to come up with some better strategies, some better moves, better strategies, some better stuff in his head. Because I'm not saying Apollo Crews is a bad wrestler, because he's not. He's a great wrestler. I really like what he does, but me personally, I'm like, he just probably got to change up a little bit of stuff. But overall, I feel like he's going to win some matches, especially him being a former IC champion and a former United States champion. So, I mean, he has it in his blood. He can be a great world champion. I can see that, but it just depends on whether, Triple H wants to put him as that, or not even that, Shawn Michaels wants to put him at that. So, yeah, overall, this match was, like I said, good. Not great. It's not really match of the night for me. But overall, Bron Breakker did show up as he usually does, and that's why he's still your NXT champion. And then right after the end of the match, Grayson Waller came out of nowhere and then did a cutter on Bron Breakker. I'm like, okay, not really necessary. That's why I say he's a little bit of a show off. And then hold up the NXT champion, and I'm like, bruh, Bron Breakker is gonna turn you into a bendy straw, a Twix bar, a pixie stick. You are gonna be a Twizzler by the end of the match when he's done with you. I'm sorry. Like, as much as, yes, you won the Iron Survivor match, yes, you're the number one contender, you're gonna be Bron Breakker next contender, but you're gonna be folded like a stick. You're gonna be folded like a bendy straw. You're gonna be chewed up like a piece of licorice. You're not gonna beat Bron Breakker. I don't know how long this man has probably held the title. He's probably held the title probably a little bit over the year now. I don't know. But I'm just letting you guys know right now, Bron Breakker is literally gonna break this man in half. Obviously, he's, Waller's gonna give Bron a run for his money, like he did in Iron Man match, where he basically ran around the whole entire ring and literally wasted 15 seconds to secure the win for pitting three people. And I'm like, yeah, I'm happy for him that he won, but you're going against Bron Breakker. You are not going to win. There's no one right now in NXT that can whoop this man. I feel like it got to be someone that's coming from off of the main roster onto NXT besides Apollo Crews to whoop his ass. But overall, like, Bron did his thing. Bron is still on top, still your NXT champion. And also, I can't wait for Bron Breakker to destroy you, Waller, and to break you in half. Alright? But